Hello and welcome. Today, we're embarking on an architectural journey to explore one of the most iconic buildings in the world, the White House. From its initial conception to the globally recognized symbol it is today, its story is a fascinating tale of design, destruction, and rebirth. Let's peel back the layers of history and discover the architectural secrets of the President's House. Our story begins in 1790. The newly formed United States needed a capital, and with it, a residence for its leader. President George Washington, who had a keen eye for architecture, was deeply involved in the process. He envisioned a home that was not a palace, but a residence that would command respect and embody the democratic ideals of the new nation. A competition was announced to find the perfect design. 9 proposals were submitted, but it was the entry from an Irish-born architect, James Hoban, that won Washington's approval. Hoban's design was elegant, grand, and yet restrained. It drew inspiration from Leinster House in Dublin and other neoclassical European villas, which perfectly aligned with the popular architectural style of the era. The plan featured a stately 3-story structure made of pale gray sandstone. Construction began in 1792. The site chosen was a sprawling piece of land designated by Peer Charles L'Enfant Sagrand. Planned for the new capital city, Washington, D.C., skilled stonemasons were brought over from Scotland, and enslaved African Americans and local laborers were tasked with the monumental job of quarrying and laying the stone. The work was arduous. The sandstone, sourced from the Aquia Creek Quarry in Virginia, gave the building its distinctive light color. To protect the porous stone from the elements and give it a uniform appearance, a whitewash made of lime, rice glue, and casein was applied. This is how the building earned its famous nickname, the White House, long before it was officially named. Although George Washington oversaw its construction, he is the only U.S. president who never lived there. The first residents were John and Abigail Adams, who moved into the still unfinished house in November 1800. Abigail Adams famously wrote about the state of the home, describing the grand but incomplete rooms and hanging her laundry in the unfinished East Room. Life in the early White House was a mix of presidential duties and domestic chores, all taking place within its newly built walls. But the early days of the White House were not to last. In 1814, during the War of 1812, British forces captured Washington, D.C. and set fire to many government buildings, including the President's House. The exterior stone walls were all that remained standing amidst the charred ruins. It was a devastating blow. Many thought the Capitol should be moved, but President James Madison was determined to rebuild. He brought back the original architect, James Hoban, to oversee the reconstruction. Hoban not only restored the building but also took the opportunity to make improvements. The reconstruction was completed in 1817, and President James Monroe moved back into the reborn White House. The fire and reconstruction marked a turning point. To cover the smoke stains on the exterior, the building was painted with white lead paint, solidifying its iconic white appearance. The 19th century saw further evolution. In the 1820s, the south and north porticos were added. These grand, columned porches, designed by Benjamin Henry Latrobe, gave the White House the classical, temple-like facade we recognize today. The south portico, with its curved bow, and the north portico, with its stately triangular pediment, became defining features. As the nation grew, so did the demands on the White House. By the late 19th century, the building was showing its age. It was overcrowded, structurally unsound, and lacked modern conveniences. Various proposals were floated, including one to completely demolish it and build a new mansion. Thankfully, these plans never materialized. Instead, a major renovation was undertaken in 1902 under President Theodore Roosevelt. The architectural firm McKim, Mead & White was hired to modernize the building while preserving its historical character. They moved the presidential offices from the second floor of the residence to a newly constructed West Wing. The staterooms were redecorated in a more classical, elegant style, and modern plumbing and electricity were installed throughout. This renovation established the layout we know today, separating the president's private life from his public duties. But the most extensive renovation was yet to come. By the late 1940s, President Harry Z. Truman noticed the floors swaying and chandeliers tinkling for no reason. An investigation revealed the shocking truth: the White House was on the verge of collapse. The wooden beams were rotten, the foundations were weak, and the second floor was only holding up by its own weight. A drastic solution was required. From 1948 to 1952, the entire interior of the White House was gutted. Everything, walls, floors, ceilings, was removed, leaving only the original exterior walls standing. A new steel frame was constructed inside, and the historic rooms were painstakingly reassembled. It was an incredible feat of engineering that saved the building from certain destruction. In the 1960s, First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy took on a different kind of restoration. She was determined to transform the White House from a mere residence into a living museum of American history and art. She established the White House Historical Association and the Fine Arts Committee to acquire historic furniture and artwork associated with past presidents. Her famous televised tour of the restored White House in 1962 captivated the nation and cemented the building's status as a cultural treasure belonging to all Americans. Her efforts ensured that the White House would not only be the home of the president, but also a showcase of the nation's heritage. Today, the White House complex includes the executive residence, the West Wing with the Oval Office, the East Wing, and the Eisenhower Executive Office Building. It stands not just as a piece of architecture, but as a powerful symbol of the American presidency and the nation itself. Its walls have witnessed moments of national triumph and tragedy. Its design, a blend of European classicism and American pragmatism, reflects the very identity of the country it represents. From a simple concept on paper to a globally recognized landmark, the architectural journey of the White House is a story of vision, resilience, and constant evolution, a story that continues to be written with every passing year. Thanks for joining me on this tour through history. If you found this journey as fascinating as I did, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the stories behind the world's most iconic places. See you next time.